20 years of NBA basketball in Orlando. But by season's end, the Magic's 2009 campaign became so much more.
Vito, rising, firing, backed it in! Oh my goodness!
One of the league's star-studded lineup firmly put the Magic among the league's best teams, earning Orlando a trio of all-stars. But in mid-season, the Magic stared down adversity and refused to buckle as they emerged as one of the league's toughest teams.
It's a nice move. Nasty left-handed hook by Skip to Malou.
And they brought the Eastern Conference crown to Orlando for only the second time ever.
Game, set, match. Can somebody show us the way to California? The Orlando Magic are going to the NBA Finals.
It all added up to the greatest season ever for the blue and white. And in the next hour, we'll tell the story of the 2008-2009 Magic season, from its beginnings in October to the heights of the NBA Finals. This is the Orlando Magic postseason special. Welcome to the Magic postseason special. I'm Paul Kennedy. This 2009 season was for Orlando its 20th anniversary campaign, as the Magic men marched all the way to the NBA Finals. This blue and white core strengthened by its experience of the year before when they reached the NBA's second round. And as we begin to tell the story of a remarkable season, the most successful in Magic history, we begin at the outset as Orlando was thinking big right from the start.
We set the goals right at the top. The goal is to win a title. It's not to make it to the playoffs. It's not to go to the finals. It's to win a title.
Everybody had one goal in mind. That was just to win a championship. That's been our goal since I've been here. And this year, I think everybody made a strong effort to get there. It seemed like everywhere we go, it would be a picture of winning the NBA championship, and that was our ultimate goal, and that's what we tried our best to reach.
You set the overall goal, the big picture, you're going to win a championship, but then you're working day by day. I mean, you're talking about playing at a championship level, but you can't wait until June. I mean, and so it's day by day, and you've got to get better.
The Magic brought in some new faces to help them get there. Rookie guard Courtney Lee arrived as the 22nd pick in the NBA draft, and veteran swingman Michael Petrus joined Orlando as a free agent.
It always takes guys who come from one system for 5 years to transfer into another system. It takes some adjustment period. I thought he had that adjustment period. Defensively, what he's brought to us has been good. Offensively, he's done kind of what we expected to him, and then a little bit more. But I also think MP can do more. I think he has more to give. He has another gear.
I think he gave us the size and athleticism to be able to match up with the better wing players in this league, and also provide us with some offense, a guy who could shoot the ball, a guy who can cut and slash and do those things. And once he got over the injury problems and got a stretch at the end of the season leading into the playoffs where he could play every day, then I think you saw him get into a good rhythm, and he was at his best at the end of the year.
What a touch by Dwight Howard.
Roaring out of the gate, the Magic won 13 of their first 17 contests.
I think what the start does is it gives you some confidence and gets you rolling a little bit. And I think both of the 2 years here we've gotten off to a fast start. And I think that what it really does is it gives you a little bit of a cushion, so that when you get things like an injury or something like that, you want to have that cushion. But it also gives you confidence.
The inside-out combination of Dwight Howard and potent three-point shooting garnered league-wide attention.
It is inside out. It may not look like it, but that is the way we play. When you have a dominant force like Dwight, it kind of in your favor. It's almost like why more teams are not doing it. It's kind of in your favor. You're going to commit to double teaming one guy to take away a two. We're going to make you pay by taking a three.
And the Magic attack may have gotten the ink, but it was the hard work on the defensive end of the court that keyed Orlando's winning ways.
Big-time rejection. Howard had him measured.
It was the main part of us being a great team this year is because our defense, a lot of people overlook that. They're always talking about how great we shoot the ball, how dominant Dwight is on the inside. They're always talking about the offensive side of it, but you know, we're one of the best defensive teams in the league. We got a lot of stops, and it led to a lot of easy baskets, a lot of wide open shots, a lot of fast break points. And when you have a good defensive team and you're good on offense, you know, it should be a good outcome.
Our defense, since Stan's got here, has always been pretty good. He's committed to it, and he forces guys to be committed to it. It helps when you have number 12 back there to cover up some of your mistakes. And he covered up a lot of our mistakes last year by winning the Defensive Player of the Year, by leading the league in blocks, rebounds, just being an intimidating factor back there. I mean, you know he's back there when you're going to drive to the basket. That helps.
I think the key point is they go hand in hand because you're going to be a little bit streaky when offensively when you shoot as many threes as we do. And so I think on the other end of the floor, you've got to be a very solid team. And you know, we were. And I think a large part of that obviously was Dwight. You know, he became more of a presence around the basket, blocked more shots. I think that was absolutely key for us. And I think our other guys took more ownership, both individually as defenders, but also as a team in you know, their help assignments and rotations.
Up next on the Orlando Magic postseason special, while the blue and white roll on at Amway, their new home takes shape in downtown Orlando. And the Magic show a little flair for the dramatic.
Hedo. Rising, firing, baked it in! Oh my goodness!
The 2009 campaign was the penultimate season for the Magic in Amway Arena. As just a few blocks south, the new home for the blue and white is taking shape. The new Orlando Events Center will open for business in 2010, and anticipation is high for the good times ahead in their new building.
It is an awe-inspiring building. I mean, you know, both from walking all the way up and looking down and then being down in the bowl looking up. I mean, just the sheer size of it. And then when you really see the plans for the building, I mean, it is going to be not just for the Orlando Magic, for the city of Orlando. It is just going to be an incredible building to have. It's very, very exciting to have that kind of building going into our city. I think the fans are going to be amazed when they walk in there in October of 2010 to see what it's like. I mean, it'll be the best building in North America. It's just incredible.
The arena was just part of the Magic's efforts in the Orlando community, from more than 200 player appearances to building new playgrounds for area children. In keeping with their pledge as a leading community partner in Central Florida, the team broke ground in late June on the first of 5 community recreation centers around Orlando. The centers will be finished by the time the Magic's new arena opens in 2010, offering activities for people of all ages.
We've done a number of these type of things, not to this magnitude, but we've done a number of these type of things with the city of Orlando, particularly in the Paramore neighborhood. And what we found is that, you know, these places for kids to learn and play and come to after school or during the summer, get them off the street. And it ultimately reduces juvenile crime.
It's equally as important for us to be good citizens as it is for us to be good basketball players.
They're chasing the ball over the place. And the delivery to Dwight Howard. Great job by Hedo Turkoglu.
On the court, the Magic were developing a knack for winning with big shots. Hedo Turkoglu capped the Magic's 17-5 start with an improbable winner at the Rose Garden in Portland.
Believe me, I meant to shoot off the glass.
Hedo. Rising, firing, baked it in!
I guess the basketball gods was smiling down upon Hedo to allow him to make that shot because, you know, he got the ball and he shot a 3 at the top of the key that went off the glass. And that doesn't normally happen.
I went to shoot to make it, but...
Rising, firing, baked it in! Oh my goodness!
Went really hard and it was off the glass, and I said, I'll take it.
When Hedo hit the shot, you know, I just started jumping up and down and was screaming, "We're gonna win, we're gonna win, we're gonna win." And Rashard just bust out laughing, but the game wasn't over. So we had to play another possession, so it was actually thrilling to me to see that shot go in and to know that we came from a deficit. We were down pretty much the whole game and we ended up winning the game.
Coming up on the Magic postseason special, the Magic find a starting two-guard in an unlikely place.
Lee just knocked it away from Mason, takes it all the way to the other end, lays it up and in. He's fouled by Mason. Oh, I like that.
And the Magic face their biggest challenge of the regular season.
Oh, I don't like the looks of this. Jameer dragging that right shoulder.
His third, second team foul.
Welcome back to the Magic postseason special. I'm Paul Kennedy. Rookie guard Courtney Lee was a 4-year starter in college at Western Kentucky, and that experience served him well in his first season with the Magic. In fact, in January, when Michael Petras was lost to a wrist injury, the Magic turned to Lee to start at the two-guard spot. It was sink or swim for Lee, and Courtney more than met the challenge.
There's a steal by Courtney Lee. And a nice finish by the Magic rookie.
For the first and most, I just wanted to come in and establish myself as a player in this league. And early on in the season, I wasn't playing that much. I still kept a positive mindset, was just competing in practice and just showing coach every day my abilities and what I can do to help this team.
Lee drew the unenviable assignment of guarding opposing two guards every night, meaning he went from the college game to guarding the likes of Dwayne Wade and Vince Carter in a matter of months. It wasn't an easy task, but it was one that Lee's maturity helped him handle.
We tell him to guard Kobe, we tell him to guard LeBron. He never has a question or anything like that. He goes out there and just guards those guys to the best of his ability. And on the flip side, Courtney makes those guys have to defend him.
The Magic rolled to the 35-win mark by the end of January. Then the unthinkable happened.
Leo chasing Kidd wide open. Nelson missed the shot, then tried to steal the ball away from Dampier, and his shoulder is. And I think they're going to call a foul. Or no. Oh, I don't like the looks of this. Jameer dragging that right shoulder.
Point guard Jameer Nelson injured his shoulder against Dallas. The diagnosis, a torn labrum. And Nelson would be lost for the rest of the regular season.
He's worked very, very hard and was playing at an incredible level, through 42 games. And to have a season-ending injury at that point, to have to miss the All-Star game, I thought was, and then to miss most of our playoff run, I just thought it was very, very unfortunate for him, a guy who's put in so much into becoming a better and better player.
When Jameer went down, I don't think we held our heads down. We understood that when he went down, everybody had to step up their level of gameplay, and we did that. Everybody stepped it up. We started to work even harder on the court, in the weight room. We just started to pick ourselves up and to push ourselves every day.
It was tough for me. It was tough for him, but it's also one of those lessons that you try to teach guys about handling adversity and how do you handle adversity, both as an individual and as a team. And we went through about a week and a half before we picked up Rayford that we wasn't handling the adversity well. We was trying to find our stride and our stroke back again, but we have to learn how to do that. So I thought he had to do it, and I thought as a team we had to do it. We had to handle the adversity of losing, your all-star point guard and find a way to get it done without him.
With one of the best records in the NBA, the Magic were suddenly at a crossroads. Could they replace their all-star point guard and continue to challenge for a title? Magic GM Otis Smith rolled the dice and engineered a 3-team trade that brought point guard Rafer Alston from Houston.
We are going to see Rafer Alston check in as Anthony Johnson checks out.
The man known as Skip to My Lou for his legendary playground play in the parks of New York would right the ship with his consistent play in place of Nelson. And in doing so, he saved the Magic season.
When we found out Skip was coming to our team, everybody was like, oh man, we got Skip to My Lou, the great and one legend. So everybody was happy and excited. to have Skip on the team, and that just brought, I would say, a new sense of hope to our team.
Up next on the Magic Postseason Special, an all-star trio makes their way to Phoenix.
God, this is an all-star game? God.
And the Magic take on two top teams for Eastern Conference supremacy as the playoffs beckon.
Makes a nice move. Nasty left-handed hook by Skip to Malou.
Papa John wants everyone to know why our pizza's better, so he's bringing it right to you.
This is totally awesome!
Yeah! Papa's in the house.
Papa John's brings you 3 medium, 3-topping pizzas, just $7 each.
Everything's better when Papa's in the house.
3 medium pizzas, your choice of 3 Papa John's better toppings, just $7 each.
February also brought the annual NBA All-Star Game. And for the third time in his still young career, Dwight Howard led the Magic contingent, this time to the Valley of the Sun. The Magic Stars shattered the league record with more than 3 million votes for the All-Star Classic and started it centered for the East.
Our goal was to make our team better, and by making our team better, it made us better.
The trip was anything but an all-star break for Dwight. He coached the sophomore team to victory in the T-Mobile Challenge.
Yeah! All the way! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Put him in the basket! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Stay down! Here we go! No cushion! Come on, Jay. No cushion! No cushion!
Dwight also reprised his role as Superman in the All-Star Dunk Contest. Although the Knicks' Nate Robinson, Kryptonite, stole some of the limelight. Howard, of course, didn't make this trip by himself. The Magic, the only club in the NBA to send 3 players to Phoenix. And along with Dwight, Rashard Lewis earned his second All-Star berth, and Jameer Nelson made his first trip, but missed the game with an injured shoulder.
I was happy that Rashard and Jameer made it, because everybody's always overlooked Rashard. And, it's just making all these bad comments about him and his gameplay, and it kind of hurt my feelings because I see how hard this dude work every day. And I was real happy for him and Jameer just to see their progress and to finally get some recognition.
I was more happy than anything that Jameer Nelson made the All-Star team. We knew Dwight was going to make the team, but who knew that Jameer Nelson would make it? And I probably would, even if I didn't make it, I would have gave up my spot for Jameer to be there. I thought it was more satisfying to know that as much work I saw him put in and the way he carried our team early in the season, that it was really deserving for him to make the All-Star team.
As a kid, everybody dreams about it, dreaming about being an All-Star individually, winning a championship with your team, and just certain things that you dream about growing up. And it just for one of those things to come true for me was definitely a blessing. I've been to other All-Star games, but it was nothing like being involved with the NBA Cares, and being involved with the other guys, interacting with everybody, and just getting to know the rest of the All-Stars in the league.
Orlando returned from the break standing 3rd in the Eastern Conference, and in their first game back, the Charlotte Bobcats jumped out to a double-digit lead. But that's when Orlando's Superman responded with a performance that signaled his focus on the season's home stretch.
Backdoor lob, Howard catches and dunks.
It's 2 totally different mindsets. You go from playing to win to playing to entertain, right back to playing to win in one day. That's not an easy thing for anybody, let alone a young player, and let alone a guy who a lot of the hype at the All-Star game revolves around.
He was huge. He was our main focus. We were just gonna, feed him all night till they got an answer. And that night, I guess They didn't have any answer for him, and we just, kept going to him, and he was dominant.
We are a long ways from seeing the best basketball Dwight Howard is going to deliver, and I think it will come as he matures.
Dwight Howard finished with a 45-point, 19-rebound night, leading the Magic to another win and setting the stage for a three-way race in the East between Cleveland, Boston, and Orlando.
The Cleveland games, we just played very well, particularly, the 2 games here, and the 1 game here was just unbelievable. I mean, we played at an unbelievably high level, certainly our best regular season game of the year, and everything was rolling. You just don't get those every night, and it proved very helpful in the long run because I think it helped us build a lot of confidence, not knowing who you're going to play in the playoffs, but getting to a point where you played them in the playoffs, it certainly helped.
The Magic finished with the second-best win total in team history. And as a result of this monster campaign, Dwight Howard was named the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year. Howard led the league in blocks and rebounds, becoming only the 5th player ever to do so.
I set forward at the beginning of the year as one of my goals that I wrote down was to win the Defensive Player of the Year and lead the league in blocks and rebounds. And I was fortunate enough to have some good teammates who really helped me with both awards. Jameer and all those guys, I really appreciate those guys for allowing their men to get to the basket. They had the opportunity to get some good blocks in.
Swats it into the 5th row.
Coming up next, the Magic men head to the playoffs, and Orlando has to dig deep in round 1.
Hedo one-on-one. Rising. Drills it. A 3 by Turkoglu. Cold-blooded. He says, don't forget about me. I can still bring it in the clutch.
It's straight ahead on the Magic postseason special.
Here we go. The NBA postseason is underway in Orlando 2009.
It wasn't easy for the Magic at the outset of these playoffs. Despite being heavy favorites over first-round foe Philadelphia, the Magic suffered a stunning loss at home in Game 1 when Andre Iguodala led the Sixers back late.
Shot clock is at 5. Iguodala tried to drive, could not. Tough shot, got it. Howard knocked it away. Howard challenging, Young scores. 2 seconds remaining.
Thaddeus Young's improbable shot in Game 3 handed the Sixers a 2-1 series lead. And in a tight Game 4, the Magic turned once again to Turk.
Hedo one-on-one. Rising. Drills it. A 3 by Turkoglu. Cold-blooded. He says, don't forget about me. I can still bring it in the clutch.
Having those shots before throughout my career, I think, Stan also, I thought that, I'm the right guy, to taking that shots, and he gave me the ball again.
It also shows you the fine line between winning and losing in this league because, we could have easily lost the first round.
Hedo's game winner turned the tide of the series. The Magic claimed a physical Game 5 and held a 3-2 series lead. But Dwight Howard, tangling with Sixers center Samuel Dalembert, threw an ill-timed elbow. And Howard found himself suspended for Game 6. That's when Marcin Gortat stepped up.
Redick bounces it to Gortat. He scores again, Marcin Gortat.
I think guys like JJ and Marcin saw a tremendous opportunity. Both had great games. And it was just Richard obviously was dominant, an overall team effort.
And the Magic coasted to the win and headed to a second-round matchup with Boston. The Celtics would be without Kevin Garnett, their physical and emotional leader. But nothing comes easy against the defending NBA champs.
We knew going into Boston it was going to be tough. They have a great team. They were the defending champion, so we knew we was facing a situation to where we had to go out there, play 48 minutes, and leave it out on the floor, or we wouldn't have a chance of winning the game. And I thought we did a great job of setting the tone early in the game, jumping on top of them, and letting them know that it's not going to be an easy win for them, even though they're playing at home.
They had won right around 70% of their games without him. So obviously a very, very formidable team anyway, and that's the way the series sort of played out.
The Magic took a 2-1 series lead into Game 4. But Big Baby Glenn Davis sunk Magic hopes in that contest.
Paul Pierce, 3, 2, goes over to Davis. 16-footer Glenn Davis at the buzzer. It is good, and the Celtics have won the game in Orlando. Glenn Davis, an open look, left baseline, up and in. The Celtics will win it 95-94.
And the Celtics clawed back from 14 down to win Game 5, leaving Dwight Howard venting his frustrations in a post-game press conference. The Magic had to come together fast, and coach, general manager, and star were able to turn the incident into a rallying point.
But the key to that was, we started addressing the issue literally before the bus left the arena. And basically my thing as it relates to men is we handle it like men. And that's the way I've always been. So if I have an issue with another man, versus putting it on the website, I'm going to go and talk to that man.
All we did was sort of talk about, explain why we had done what we had done offensively and everything else. Talked about how he had performed offensively in various situations in the Boston series up to that point, which is why we were running what we were running, and what he needed to do going forward to be more successful in that series. He came back very strong after that, really wanting to go out and play well. Again, another sign of maturity.
The issue wasn't as big as everyone made it out to be. The issue was relatively small. And then he has to face his own music. Well, you start it, you gotta stop it.
It was a seemingly insurmountable task. Beat the Boston Celtics in Games 6 and 7 to take the series. The C's had been in this spot before in their illustrious history, 32 times in fact, and they had never lost a series when leading 3-2. Dwight Howard responded with 2 of the signature performances of his season.
To me, his Game 6 against Boston at home, because it was his best game, because it was accomplished purely on extreme effort and energy. I mean, we didn't really do a lot to help him in that game. We didn't go to him anymore or anything else. He just went and got it done all by himself. I mean, 11 offensive rebounds. I mean, just an incredible performance.
Dwight played dominant. When he plays dominant, it makes the game a whole lot easier for us to go out there and win.
As a team, we're all the fighters. We got big hearts. We get out there and we play as hard as we can.
We were able to just believe and go out there and play and just leave it all on the floor. That's what we always wanted to do before every game. Just play hard, play our best, play together.
It was a crazy series, but on the end, we always have believed each other. And we realized that what we have to do as a group to win the game.
We didn't want to go down. I just felt that if we won that Game 6 and won the Game 7, we was going to go to the finals.
Coming up, the Magic continue their epic postseason run against the league's MVP.
Fort LeBron caught it, shot it, 4-3 at the buzzer, and made it. He made it. It's over. Cavaliers win.
And later, the ultimate test awaits.
There's only 2 teams left, so the entire basketball world who's ever interested is focused only on those 2 teams. And so I think when you do well, that's magnified. But if you do anything wrong, that's going to be magnified also.
Welcome back to the Magic Postseason Special. I'm Paul Kennedy. Having outlasted the reigning world champion Boston Celtics, there was little rest for the Magic men. Up next, LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who had won an NBA best 66 games in the regular season. And while Orlando was forced to slug it out through 2 rugged rounds to reach the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavaliers were cruising. They had swept their first 2 rounds, had yet to drop a game in the postseason. Cleveland was the decided favorite, Orlando the underdog. Yet once again, the Magic proved their doubters wrong.
We knew we could go in there and compete, and we did in all 3 games in Cleveland. We played very well.
We knew that the Cavs had one of the best records in the NBA throughout the regular season, but then going into the playoffs, it's a different season. And we had that mindset that, we can play with anyone.
Even before we start the Cleveland series, we were, like we were losing. We were 4-0 already. We wouldn't even restart. So, we just want to prove to everybody that it's not just by talking.
I thought our team created some matchup problems at the forwards. I thought that no one's going to stop LeBron James, but I thought, well, we will at least make him work for what he gets, which I thought we did a good job of.
The series opened with the Magic and Cavaliers trading wins on remarkable last-second shots.
Back to Lewis, tough shot over Varejao, up and in. Yes. Varejao right up in his face, and Richard makes a huge shot here in Cleveland. Here we go, Mo Williams will toss it in. He's looking, throws cross court. LeBron caught it, shot it, 4-3 at the buzzer. He made it, it's over, Cavaliers win.
The series shifted to Orlando for Game 3.
We're underway. Game 3 tonight here at Amway Arena. It is great to have you with us. Ito brings it, head scanning, go short on the one. He'll dunk it down. He was going to lay it up and in. He said, I'll take it right to the top and jam it down, and did. Jump pass down to Smith. He bobbled it. It falls out, and Lee runs it down up into Petras. Look out. Mike Delonte, the only one to beat. He'll lay it up and in. Scoop shot up and through. Will they count it? Ito, quick flare over to Lewis. Jump up and in. There's your ball movement. Magic will win Game 3 here in Orlando tonight and knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers by 10, 99-89 ball game. And we're underway. Game 4 tonight here in Orlando. Now he'll hook it down to Dwight. He'll bump and grind with Varejao. Twist baseline, dunks it down. Varejao just backed off and wanted nothing to do with Superman that time. Magic lead by 6 with the rock. Petras wants to go to the rim from the right. Hands off to Gortat, and the nasty high hard one. Rebound Magic. Turkley wants to run. Strolling up the right he goes. Finds MP left corner for 3. Got it. Ito gets it from Joe DeRosa and looks for a retriever. Ito holding, running out high. Courtney Lee. He'll fire Richard in the corner. He'll lift. He'll fire. It's up. It's in. Bullseye.
Again, Lewis came up big with a tying 3 from the corner, and the Magic prevailed in overtime.
I think everybody wants the ball. Everybody wants to be that hero, take that last second shot, and I most definitely don't shy away from it.
Second free throw, Richard Lewis up on the way. He got that one, 116-114, and here comes the Cavaliers, perhaps their season. Now we're 2-1 in the series. They'll inbound here, down by 2, 116-114. Mo Williams going to inbound. He's looking long, and he throws it to LeBron at midcourt. LeBron over the midcourt line. He'll jack for a 3. It's up and missed it wide left. This one over. Ball game over. Magic win 116-114.
When you win the game in the Eastern Conference Finals against the best team in the league, it gives you a lot of confidence that you can maybe make it to the finals, or maybe you can beat this team. That most definitely was not only a confidence booster for me, but for the whole team.
After splitting games 4 and 5 on the parquet, the Magic returned to Amway with a chance to close out the Cavs.
Can they hold on the final 12 minutes? 86-70 Orlando. Delonte double team. Out to Petras, 4-3. It's up, it's in. They're coming down from everywhere. Mike Petras, 3-ball good. Magic lead 89-70 early in the 4th. They're going to throw down to Dwight against Varejao. Through the lane he goes. He'll put it up off the backboard and in. Superman's got it going on in Orlando. 31 on the night. A 21-point Magic lead. And they're sensing a trip to LA is on the way. Some work still to be done. Money play. Twisting. Spinning. Dunking. He got it to go, and that might do it. 101-84. 17-point lead with 2:08 left.
It seemed like we was just ready at the time. That's why we went right at him. We was ready for anything that happened, and it seemed like that's why I thought we played our best series when we played against Cleveland.
And that will do it. Game, set, match. Can somebody show us the way to California? The Orlando Magic are going to the NBA Finals. Abracadabra.
Coming up next, the Orlando Magic head west to Hollywood for the NBA Finals, only to encounter a man on a mission.
Kobe comes out, takes the bounce pass. Kobe jabs once, twice, 3 times. Now turns on the Jets. Can't get around Petras. Bumps him hard, twists, turns, fires. Got it to go in a foul.
That was an unbelievable move right there.
The Magic headed to California in early June to play for the league's biggest prize on the game's biggest stage. LA, home to 14 title-winning Laker teams. Despite being underdogs again, Orlando survived 3 grueling playoff rounds and arrived a hungry and confident ball club. But for all the big games the Magic endured to get there, the NBA Finals spotlight shines even brighter.
Everybody's watching. There's only 2 teams left, so the entire basketball world who's ever interested is focused only on those 2 teams. And so I think when you do well, you know, that's magnified. But if you do anything wrong, miss a free throw, make a mistake, turn the ball over in an inopportune time, that's going to be magnified also.
It's 10 times, you know, bigger in the finals. The fans, the city. Getting to the playoffs is tough. It's tough to win a series. But getting to the finals is, you know, the toughest thing that I've ever had to do in my whole career.
Just stepping on the court and seeing the trophy at center court and on the side saying the finals, I mean, it was definitely an unbelievable moment, but I had to grasp it real quick because I knew we had a game to play.
It didn't get much tougher than Game 1, when after a tight first quarter, Kobe Bryant took control.
Kobe comes out, takes the bounce pass. Kobe jabs once, twice, 3 times. Now turns on the Jets. Can't get around Pietrus. Bumps him hard, twists, turns, fires. Got it to go and a foul.
And that was an unbelievable move right there.
I just don't think that we were ready to start that series. As much as we had talked about what it was going to be like, I thought that we were caught up in the hype of the finals and not ready to play like we had been really for almost every game the rest of the year. Very few games did we not bring a good approach all year, and we didn't bring a good approach into Game 1.
Game 2 went down to the wire. With less than a second remaining and the game tied, the Magic executed a perfect inbounds pass to Courtney Lee. But the shot wouldn't fall, and overtime belonged to the Lakers.
It was just a brilliant play. I mean, it was, you know, it was just a very, very smart play that he drew up. I mean, he knew, you know, my eye was more on the shooters coming up, and you know, just a hell of a play by a hell of a coach.
It would be a different story in Game 3. Amway Arena was rocking. The fans hungry for their first taste of finals glory.
It's about the city coming together. It's about camaraderie. It's about, you know, the joy on people's faces when you're in the finals or going through a playoff series. Ups and downs, even when you lose, are the things that people are saying.
When you go to the game and we got hundreds of fans, Magic fans, welcoming you into the Amway Arena, you know, that just gave you a little extra motivation to go out there and play hard, you know.
It was incredible in there when you went into Game 3. I mean, it was loud. You couldn't hear anything. Really just a great, great atmosphere and, you know, a great memory, I think, for everyone that was at those games.
The Magic responded with a record-breaking night, shooting 75% from the floor in the first half and nearly 63% for the game.
We needed to do all that to still get a very close victory, but you're going to need to play some games to win at this level of the playoffs where you absolutely have your best game, and we did in Game 3 here against LA.
It was a great feeling, and especially for the city organization. I understand that they've been in the finals before, but haven't won a game. To finally get that chip off our shoulder and everything was great. But I think it's one to remember the way we really shot the ball.
But in the next 2 games, it was the Lakers who took command, behind the indomitable will of Kobe Bryant. On his 6th trip to the finals, Kobe took home his 4th title and was named Finals MVP.
Orlando Magic watching.
Everybody had a taste of what making it to the finals is like. Being so close to winning it, I think now our team is motivated by seeing somebody win a championship against us, and now we're like, we was right there. So I'm excited for next season. I'm pretty sure everybody on my team will start getting back in the gym, working on their games, trying to get better. That feeling of getting so close and then having it being taken away from you, it hurts. and I don't think we want to go through that hurt again.
Although their historic run has Central Florida giddy over the promise of another finals trip next season, the Magic will face plenty of obstacles. Battle lines were drawn on draft day with two major trades within the Eastern Conference. The Cleveland Cavaliers struck first, trading for Shaquille O'Neal to partner with LeBron James. Then it was the Magic's turn as GM Otis Smith worked out a deal to bring Vince Carter and second-year forward Ryan Anderson to Orlando.
This is a dream come true. It really is. It's new for me, but it's another challenge in the chapter of my career, playing with a dominant big man that can draw so much. So my job would just be to make it easy for him. You know, if I can knock down open shots, make plays for him and make it easier. You know, now Dwight Howard, the All-Star, becomes that superstar, you know, that nobody can stop.
I thought 2 years ago was too early. We had the same opportunity. We had Rashard and Vince at the same time that we could possibly sign. I thought the time that the people that you put around Dwight has to be important. He has to have the ability to grow. It means at the time, and I thought 2 years ago, that I thought that Dwight wasn't ready to lead a team, and Rashard's personality fit with Dwight, and he allowed Dwight to be Dwight. The moment Vince walks on campus, whether it's 2 years ago or today, there's a different type of aura around a Vince Carter that has been with him because he's an 8-time All-Star. And so that aura Dwight has to be able to handle, he could handle now versus 2 years ago.
You start listing the best offensive perimeter players in this league. You can't make a very long list before you get to Vince's name. I think the different element he gives us from anybody we've had is he's a guy that can just create his own shot or a shot for his teammates on his own. I also think what you get is you get a guy somewhere near the end of his career who's coming home, number one, and number two has the best chance to win he's ever had in this league. So you're going to get a very motivated, very excited, great player. I don't think you can be in a much better situation than that.
When guys come in the locker room on the basketball court the first day back from break, they need to know that they have a chance to win it all. And having a Vince Carter, they walk in the door and they see a Vince Carter sitting next beside them, he gives them that, okay, now we have a chance. We got somebody who's pretty good, and we have a chance to do it. And we have to push them to be great too.
With the best ever season of Magic history in the books, these are heady days for Orlando fans. Yet the Magic's ultimate goal remains in front of it. And with an array of stars, the players are convinced that they can remain among the NBA's elite for years to come. And Magic fans are hoping that this trip to the NBA Finals was but a taste of things to come.
When we walk in the gym, any gym, that we have a legitimate chance of winning. We do things the right way. We take ourselves seriously when Dwight huddles up and he says, you know, championship at the end of everything. That's our goal. And we're bullheaded about it, and we're focused about it. Stan and myself both, that's kind of all we talk about. How do we not only get there, but how do we sustain and stay there? If you want to be the best, you got to do things that, during the process, going to be uncomfortable, going to not be popular, but you have to be bullheaded about what you're trying to accomplish.
But I thought it was good for us to get the experience of going throughout the playoffs and making the finals. Just like last year, we got beat by Detroit, and it was a great experience for us. It was a stepping stone for us, and this year we knew what we had to do to go throughout the playoffs and try to get to the finals, and we did a great job of it. And got to the finals, wasn't able to win it all, but we got great experience from that. And I think next year we get back to this situation, we know what it's going to have to take. We know it could be one play from turning the whole series around. One shot, one turnover, one rebound from the series being the other way around. So I think we would know that coming into next season.